Welcome, everybody. John Zager, johnzager.com. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. So, we're going to have a little bit of light coming over. The sun's coming over this building, so I don't know how it's going to affect the video, but we'll give it a try for a while. I'm drinking my first cup of decaf for the day. Boy, does that taste good. It's not real hot, but that's okay. So, wanted to talk today about systems breaking down in America and in the world, I guess, for that matter. But you look around and you see that the economic system is falling apart, if it hasn't fallen apart already. The political system, it's gone. It's fallen apart really badly. And economic, political, the religious, I'm just moving this a little bit, sorry you guys. The religious system, the churches, and all that kind of thing, I think that system has fallen apart. Over 1,000 different churches never came back after they were told not to open because of the pandemic. Just the whole system of America has fallen apart. You look at the education system, right? And it's in turmoil. It's not like it used to be anyway. And the kids are taking the brunt of that system falling apart. There's a collapse of communities and stuff. The little town that I live in, which is growing, I mean, it's just exploding is what's happening. But all the hotels in the town, and there's quite a few, there's a lot, they're empty. There's nobody traveling. I guess that system, just traveling, vacationing, people moving around, going from place to place, seeing different things, that system's pretty well broke down. And they say, who was it yesterday? The ships, the cruise lines, they were optimistic that this year coming up this summer, if they get opened by July, they think they might have a good year. What does that say about what last year was like? Probably not very good. The overall mood, the psychology system of people has broken down. An example, and again, I just use examples. I'm not out looking for anything in particular. But this morning, driving around doing the early morning errands that I had to do and getting to the gym and just various things I do in the morning, people are cutting you off. People are aggressive. People are hostile. People are combative. People flip you off for no reason at all. People don't want you in front of them. Like, what was I doing? I was backing out of a parking lot space where I got my coffee. And there were a couple people coming behind me, quite a ways behind me. They didn't like me backing out, which would have detained them another 30 seconds. And they just went right on by me as I was backing out, and I'm surprised we didn't hit each other. I mean, I didn't understand that. And automotive repair shops. Boy, I go in periodically to have different things done. Cars or trucks are not like they used to be, to where, we used to do all the work ourselves. And that was fine, and that was good, and everything was fine. But now you have to go into a shop. Boy, are they hostile. I mean, clearly what they're trying to say is manipulative in their favor. They're doing anything they can to make more money off of your problem with your vehicle. In the old days, it wasn't like that. It was like, how can we get you out of here with the least amount of money and your automobile repaired? My gosh, I don't even want to go. I had an appointment from last week, which was a disaster, and I thought about calling an attorney, and I actually did talk to an attorney, and he said, whatever you want to do, I'm happy to do. And I did nothing, but I had an appointment for next Monday coming up for something that should have been incidental, and they prefaced it with, if we do it, it may end up creating more problems, although you have to get it done. But it's going to end up being kind of like a contagious thing and cause these other sensors to go out, and you're probably going to end up having to do 3 or 4 of them at additional costs. Manipulative. Just, trying to set the customer up. There's a word you don't want to flash around too much anymore in the system, is customer. Customer has no rights anymore. It's whatever the people at, for instance, all of your little fast food chains, right? They're great to have. They were always great to have. And from now and again, you like to stop in and grab something and go. Now, they're right, you're wrong. You're going to do it their way or no way. That's a collapse of that system. Part of it, and again, I'm just observing. I don't have any money on either side. I don't have a stake in any of this, right? But the fast food industry in the town that I live in, that's all I'm saying, is all Spanish-speaking people or Mexican. I mean, you go in there and all they're talking is Spanish, which is great because that's how they communicate. But they don't really understand English that well where I go, and they don't want you upsetting their apple cart the way they do it. That's a collapse of a system, another system. And I could go on with example after example, and I don't know if homeless people. I'll do one more. I think I can pull one more out of homelessness and being unemployed. I'm around those kinds of people, and they're just hostile. They're just downright hostile. They're mean, they're argumentative, they have an attitude, they commit crime. I'm on the street all the time, right? I mean, I am. I'm on the street all the time. I'm interacting with and dealing with people all the time, and I'm watching. Not because I want to watch, I just observe because I happen to be in an area, and there's blatant crime going on out there. Just blatant crime. And I'm observing crime all the time. All the time. And I don't know, what did I try to do? A couple, 2-3 weeks ago, somebody who was a manager of a place said, John, if you see anything that seems a little unusual, give me a call. I happened to see something that seemed unusual, and I texted him, and he said, oh, well, don't worry about it. They're fine. So what you get away with now criminally is more than you used to get away with. There's not enough, there's really not enough police to monitor the crime that goes on. And every place is trying to cut back on police, and we don't really need police, and let's get rid of police and sheriff's department and all that kind of stuff. Oh well, I guess it's going to be a free-for-all. Taking our gun rights away, the political system wanting to do that. It's just strictly political, that's all it is. And criminals don't care if you have gun laws. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. But at any rate, the point I'm trying to make, as I guess I tried to make yesterday, and I got absolutely no views. No, I take that back. I got 3 views. And normally I get a little bit more than that. I mean, nobody wants to listen to it. The people on the internet, on YouTube, and the podcast. I'm going to do a podcast after this, but the people that are getting the numbers are the people that are listening to the folks that are trying to give you something, that are trying to point out another way that the law of attraction is going to make you $1 million. If you just do this, this, and this, you'll make $1 million in 24 hours or whatever they're trying to say. I mean, I'm exaggerating to make a point, but people today just want to hear how you're going to praise them and make them feel good. Personalities are not like that. It would be great if everybody were supportive of one another and, loving of one another and interested in doing what's for the best of everyone on the planet floating around. But that's not the way it is. That's not the personalities that are on the planet today. All the personalities are different than what they used to be. I've been in psychology for dang near 50 years, neuroscience, but personalities are hostile now. They are negative. And I see a lot of people gravitating to, the Dr. Joes of the world and Donald Curry. If you haven't listened to Donald Curry, he's a hypnotherapist. He also does regression. He actually knows a wealth of information on neuroscience and clinical psychology and hypnosis. And man, oh man, you guys, start going and listening to him. He is really, really cool. But the problem is with Donald is that he isn't there giving you all of the little positive strokes that you all want. Dr. Joe has changed. I don't know if you've paid attention to that. Probably not, but he's not throwing you guys bones every day and stroking you like he used to. He's becoming a lot more clear about how things are breaking down. and why people are not manifesting. That's an example. I was listening to him yesterday and he was talking about, why people are not manifesting. Well, pretty clear why they're not manifesting. They're still hooked into all of the negatives of the past and they're bringing them into the future. When they get up in the morning, they're thinking about their future that looks like their past. And you're not going to manifest diddly squat that way. Well, he's getting a lot more abrupt and direct about that. Donald Curry, which is a beautiful man, nice guy, does wonders with the field of study that he's in, but he's really straightforward. He's pleasant. He has some flexibility for everybody, but if you don't like it, I guess you need to move on down to the next guy that might give you something. I noticed that there are a couple younger guys out there that would say anything to get you to listen to them, to increase their numbers so they make more money through YouTube or whatever it happens to be. And every day they have another sensational topic about how you're going to profit. Example, through the law of attraction. Their numbers are not there anymore. And it'll eventually get to a point to where we won't be seeing them a whole lot because they're trying to say whatever you want them to say. They're trying to say whatever you want to hear. My hair's getting longer, you guys. I might have to start saving up for a haircut one day. So, I just had somebody walk by and give me a dirty look because I'm sitting out here on the street talking to the phone. That was really funny. That was so funny. She's going into a hotel, actually, a Hilton hotel, and she doesn't want me out here on the street talking to a phone. But anyway, that's a good example. I mean, the system is breaking down. America is breaking down. It's almost broke down. And I think we have to have a total collapse of the system, of America. I think in the past, if you go back and look at history, that's what has to happen. You have to have a total collapse and start rebuilding. And how you rebuild is by modeling behavior to all these angry, argumentative, nasty, dirty, filthy, mean people in all of the systems, including the system to where you go to the grocery store and have to put up with people. I was waiting in line this morning to get into the gym, right? People don't want you standing in line in front of them. That aggravates them. So, anyway, the system's breaking down, and I just gave you many examples of where the systems are breaking down. And it has to do with personality changes in people. People are not the same personalities that they were in the past. And they don't want to be. They don't want to be. What's Dr. Joe say? I love Dr. Joe. He's so good. He says you're not going to manifest anything if you're working off of the three bottom, energy centers, which are all the negative emotions of energy. If you can't get your energy into the heart, number 4 energy center, it ain't going anywhere, and you're not gonna manifest crap. I don't think anybody's moving their energy into their heart center. That doesn't seem to be very likely at this point in time. So we're going to have a bigger crisis. We're going to have a bigger crisis. I don't know what that's going to be. I'm not in charge of anything. I think this gun thing is going to cause a crisis to occur. I think we could have a civil war of sorts. I don't know what that means, but I think something like that could probably happen. Americans, as I said yesterday, really are resilient. You know, they really are resilient. And it's time for us to speak up. I don't advocate any kind of violence, but I do encourage everybody to vote. There's a thing in America that we can impeach people and we can have people kicked out of office if they're not representing us. You know what? Nobody on the liberal Democratic side and partly the Republican side represent the people that put them there. It's all a personal thing for the politicians. We have a governor here in Colorado that has no idea why he's even there or what he's supposed to be doing, and it's all about him and a power struggle. And you know, look at all the different governors, not just him, but look at all the different governors because of the pandemic, and it just became a power struggle. Here, let me show you how much I can shut my state down. Let me show you how much I can shut my counties down, the people down in the state. Look at the morals and values of the politicians. That's really sad. So the system has collapsed. For the most part, it's pretty well gone, and I expect we're going to end up in a bigger crisis. It's time for you to meditate. Spend some time thinking about how are you going to handle the near future coming up. How are you going to interact with all these systems that are collapsing and the people that are being corrupted and the personality changes as a result of that? What are you going to do? How are you going to handle that? How are you going to model that? Think about it. If anybody has any comments, get a hold of me. I mean, I'm easy to get a hold of, and put your comments down below if you would. I'd be happy to read them. So anyway, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.